Good afternoon. This is Ivan O'Mara. I decided to make another video. I have nothing to do, guys. That's why I've been pumping a lot of videos for you guys. There's nothing on YouTube to watch. Ivan, your pro hockey videos are sick. I know my pro hockey league is sick, obviously. Even Keanu Reeves, a guy. Even though I'd love to see him as a Hollywood actor, I wouldn't mind seeing him as a pro hockey athlete. As Keanu Reeves played hockey, I saw his documentary. Keanu Reeves played hockey in Canada, and he had a dream of making the NHL, but he ended up, I think he got injured, and he ended up pursuing acting over playing in the NHL. But his dream was to play in the NHL, Keanu Reeves. And that was his dream. Yeah, he wanted to be a pro hockey player. He played hockey in his younger years. Keanu Reeves, but he ended up pursuing acting, which was a good choice because you make more money acting than you do playing hockey, right? Obviously, Keanu Reeves is worth almost $400 million now. Had he played in the NHL, he might have been worth maybe his $80-$100 million. Obviously, as NHL athletes don't make as much as the Hollywood actors. The A-list actors in Hollywood make more than the NHL athletes. The A-listers, the other actors don't make as much as the NHL athletes. They make about a similar amount. But if you're an A-list actor in Hollywood, you're making more money than you do in the NHL because acting, you can act for as long as you want. You can act for 40 years. Hockey, you have a lifespan of maybe 20 years. That's the thing about sports. Even though pro sports, you get paid a lot of money, you'll be lucky to play for maybe 13, 15, 20 years, and after that, you're done. And a lot of pro athletes go bankrupt after they go broke or they go bankrupt after when they retire because they're stupid with their money. They blow their money and also they're stupid with their money. Yeah. All right, is that fact? Yeah, I heard there's a statistic. Most pro athletes 5 years after they retire, they go bankrupt. They go broke because they weren't smart with their money. Not all athletes. There's some athletes who are smart with their money. They put money into investments like real estate and like other businesses and stocks. But there's some athletes. Most athletes are very stupid with their money. Like after like 5 years after retirement, they go broke. I'm talking about the big four leagues, right? The athletes who make the A-list celebrities who make their millions. Or CFL athletes is a different story. CFL athletes are not millionaires. So if 5 years after a CFL athlete retires or broke, well, the CFL athletes don't make their millions. Like after they retire, they have to find another job and work because they don't make them. They made a great living, but they don't make their million. They make a great living. They don't. The star players make a great living. They don't make their millions. Whereas the big four leagues, a lot of the multi-millionaires, a lot of those guys go broke. Not all of them. It just depends how smart you are with your money. Yeah. That's why nowadays a lot of pro athletes they have financial advisors and investment bankers to advise them well with their money. That way they're not stupid. Okay, I recommend you put some of your millions into like investments. That way when you retire, you're good, obviously, right? Why? Even some star players, most star players don't go broke after they retire. It's the good players and the average players. A lot of those guys go broke because they're stupid. They don't make as much money. They're stupid with their money. But the star players, they make so much money whereby even if they're a little bit stupid with their money, after they retire, they're good. They have their millions in the bank. You know what I'm saying? His hammer's good. Yeah. All right, if you go in the bank, I'll go Monday. Tuesday is my due date. I'll go Monday. I'll bring in my bank form. I didn't feel like going today. I was lazy. I'll just go Monday, get my bank form, bring it to the office. And then if I'm missing any information, I can bring it Monday or I can bring it Tuesday. Next Tuesday. Next Tuesday. I already brought all my missing information though. I brought it last week. So I should be good, right? So I've been starting that Pro Hockey. Yeah, starting the Pro Hockey League would be my second choice after Sky Source. Yeah. I'll have a talk with VJ, but VJ will tell me, Ivan, no, I want to do music with you and I want to do movies. I'd rather be a movie star and do music with you than be a pro athlete. Like, you know what I'm saying? VJ will tell me that. VJ will tell me, I don't mind being a pro athlete, but I mean, you really want to like train and like, what if you're not that great of a player? I'm like, VJ, we have the genes. We're going to be amazing players. I mean, it's cool, but I'd rather be a movie star with you. I know VJ. That's my dream too. I want to be a movie star and do music with you too. I know. That's my second choice. I'd rather be a pro athlete than write books. Yeah, I'd rather be a pro athlete than write books. Writing books is boring. Fun, but boring, obviously, right? Give me a second, guys. I have to change my shirt. I have like ketchup all over my shirt. Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, is that really your second choice? Yeah, I'm not lying, guys. My second choice after movies and music would be being a pro hockey athlete. Being a famous pro hockey athlete, that's my second choice. Well, I want to do both. I can't do both. I don't have time to train and play in a season, obviously. The only way I can do the pro hockey thing and start Scottish Entertainment is if I own the league but I don't play in it. But if I don't play in it, the league won't make. The league will still make a lot of money, but I won't make it. The league won't. Like my investment can be unprotected. Yeah. But even if I didn't play in the Pro Hockey League, even the Angelo Legends will still feel like shit because my league is so bare in the NHL. And all those athletes would wish they can play for my league. But if Ivan's playing in a league and the fans are going crazy and all these NHL stars are famous, world famous, especially players on my team, they're world famous with me. And they're training with me and everything, and they're more famous than all these NHL guys. Like, they're gonna play shit. That's why Sidney Crosby and Harvey, like, Ivan, man, like, I'm not kidding around, man. If you really want to start that Pro Hockey League, man, don't do that, man. Like, you're gonna make us like shit, man. We're gonna be crushed, and you know what I'm saying? Well, you got what you fucking deserve. Like, you want to eat behind these, you got what you deserve. There you go. Ah. So Ivan's too late for Sidney Crosby. Yeah, Sidney Crosby's pushing 40. He's pushing retirement. It's too late for him. He's old now. Connor McDavid is is still young, but Connor McDavid is now pushing 30. He has maybe 13 years left in the NHL. He's done. As in a good 13, 14 years, that's when I'm gonna be king. So Connor McDavid would have retired by then. He have maybe one season left in the NHL. He'll be in his 40s. He'll be old. He's done. Also, Ovechkin, all these guys are all retired. They're all done, man. That's why they're gonna wish they were younger. I wish I was born in the Gen Z generation, 2015. And I was drafted in Ivan's league, and I was a famous hockey athlete in his league, and be a legend in his league. Yeah, but they may be legends in the NHL, but they're legends in the Gatekeepers NHL, which is no longer the best league in the world. It's the second best league in the world. Ivan's SHL is number one league in the world, because it's a more competitive league, obviously. Better training programs for the athletes. That's from Sarah. No. Better training program for the athletes. Yeah. That's what they're all gonna be like, man, Ivan, man, Ivan, I'm not kidding around, man. I was saying all these NHL guys, Sidney Crosby, Ivan, I'm not kidding around, man. If you really want to start that pro hockey league, man, don't do that to us, man. You're gonna make us feel like shit. You're gonna crush us, and we're you know what I'm saying? We're gonna feel like we missed out on that opportunity. Because by the time I start the league, hypothetically speaking, all those guys are old or retired. They're old. They're retired, yeah. The only thing those guys can wish to do now, okay, even though we're old and retired, it'd be nice to coach in the league or maybe be a GM in the league. But I mean, you have competition, as a lot of these ex-coaches in the NHL and ex-GMs are going to be applying to my league too, to try to get a job. Obviously, all these guys need jobs. They're all gonna apply, obviously, right? Yeah. All these guys are gonna apply. But starting a league is a lot of work, man. Okay, Ivan, you want to start a league? Yeah. What do you want the name of your league to be? The SHL. Okay, the SHL. What does it stand for? Superior Hockey League, Supreme Hockey League. Supreme sounds better. Superior is a bit cocky. Supreme Hockey League. Okay, that's a nice name, Ivan. SHL. Ivan, that's a nice name. I was saying SHL. That's a nice name. I was saying, yeah. The SHL. That's what I'll call the name of the league. Ivan, do you want 32 teams? No, 32 teams is too much teams. It's going to cost me too much money. I'll make a 25 to maybe 28 25 team league is good enough. A 25 team league. Okay, 13 teams out. 13 teams in Canada, 12 teams in the States. Do you want any teams in Europe? No. Just North America. Why save money. Traveling overseas will just cost me too much money. Just have it be in Canada and the States. 12 teams in the States, 12 teams in Canada. Yeah. So, Sarah? What your teams be? I'll have teams all over Canada. So out west, you have a Vancouver team. And chances are, if I did choose a team I want to play in, I would play in the Vancouver team. That's where me and Weege are going to be living, obviously, in Vancouver. My first team I would play, hypothetically speaking, when I started the league, would be in the Vancouver team. But if the team wants to trade me, they can trade me. They have that power. But I'd probably play in the Vancouver team because that's where I live. I live in Vancouver, Canada, right? So you have a Vancouver team in British Columbia, obviously. And then in Alberta, I would have Edmonton and Calgary, obviously, like they do in the NHL. I also have a team in Saskatchewan. Because the NHL, they don't have a Saskatchewan team. I'll have a team in Saskatchewan. But I'll not do a thing where I call them the Saskatchewan, like the CFL. I'll have a Regina team. Regina is the most popular city in Saskatchewan. I would have a Regina team in Saskatchewan, obviously. So that's what. So you have Vancouver, you have Edmonton, you have Calgary, you have Regina, then you have Winnipeg. That's 5 teams. And you have a team in Hamilton. The NHL doesn't have a Hamilton team. My league, I would have a Hamilton team. I don't know why the NHL doesn't have a Hamilton team. They should have a Hamilton team. Maybe in the future they might have an expansion of Hamilton team. But I would have a Hamilton team in my league too. Still City, right? Like the CFL, they have a Hamilton team. That's 6 teams, right? My math is right? So you have Edmonton, you have Calgary, Vancouver, you have Regina, you have Hamilton, that's 5. Then you have Toronto, you have Ottawa, that's 7. You have Montreal, and you have Quebec City. I also have a Quebec City league too. It's good to have 2 teams in the Quebec province. Montreal, and you also have Quebec City, obviously. And you have Toronto, and then you have Halifax. And I might have maybe a Kingston team too. Kingston is a small town, but I always thought it'd be cool to have a pro Kingston team. Or pro Kingston team. Yeah. But Kingston only has like 100,000 people living there. But I told you, if I start that league, I can easily get a good 25,000 people in that city to go to my games. Easily. Because it's an Ivy League, obviously. I'll have a Kingston team too. And a team in Halifax out east. That's like 13 teams right now. Because those are the only major cities that can support a team. Like, you can't start a team in a small city. You have to start a team in a big city. Ottawa, too. Toronto, Montreal, Quebec City. And you have Halifax, which is the biggest city out east. Obviously. Whereas the NHL, they don't have a Halifax team. I think in the future, the NHL might have maybe an expansion Halifax team, right? But maybe not. I don't know. Obviously. But the difference between me and the NHL, I'm not going to be cheap, man. I'm going to make sure I build amazing arenas. Obviously. Yeah, I'm going to make sure I build amazing. For $300 million, you can build unheard of arenas for all the teams. Like nice facilities. You want better facilities? Yeah, I want better facilities in the NHL. Build better arenas, better locker rooms, better training facilities for the athletes. An ice tub, a hot tub for the athletes, showers, all that stuff. When they take showers, you know what I'm saying, naked, you know what I'm saying, yeah, have all that for the athletes, obviously. And you want a $200 million salary? Yeah, I want a $200 million salary cap for each team for the athletes. That way you can pay them more than the NHL players. Which means now the star players can make their $30 million for their contracts. That excludes the other stuff. They make other money too. And the athletes will also get speaking money too, man. They're probably gonna get invited to speak. They get paid for that too. NHL athletes have speaking engagement money too. Yeah, they get paid for that. Yeah, they get paid for that. Yeah, they have other ways of making revenue, right? Yeah. So Ivan, yeah, Ivan, you're gonna if you want to sponsor all the players with all the underarm and everything, you and know what I'm saying, and the equipment, you have to create your brand. Yeah, you have to create the SHL brands for their equipment, their hockey equipment, their helmet, the SHL hockey helmet, better helmets. You want upgrade skates, Ivan? Yeah, upgrade the skates. That way you have better power skating with the players, a better performance on the ice. You guys see what I'm saying? Huh? That's what we'll do, obviously. do that. I'll see right. Yeah. How much money would you have to put towards the league? Good, like $15.5 million I have to put towards the league. Yeah. Let's say you put $300 million towards each of the arenas, each of the hockey arenas. So $300 million times 25. Say 300 times 25. That's $7.5 million. $200 million are salary cap towards each team. That's $5 billion. So that's now $12.5 billion. But then you also have to put money towards upgrading, creating all the skates. Like for my league, for my hockey league, I'm gonna have the league create the skates for the players, like create their own personal like SHL skates. It's better skates than even what the players have in the NHL. That way you get better performance from them. They're better players. You do whatever you can to make it the NHL on steroids, and you have the league create SHL hockey sticks too, better quality sticks for stick handling and shooting. That way you get a better performance from the players, and you have better power. You have better training programs too, training facilities and training programs for the athletes. That way you get a better performance, and it's better than the NHL. But if you want to have it, even if you have better training program and also better skates and hockey sticks, if you want it on the same level as the NHL, better than the NHL, you have to now draft the best players in the world. So now the SHL is competing with the NHL with the scout when they scout. Just like the CFL is competing. Well, the CFL can't compete with the NHL or the NFL, but the CFL scouts, they go down south and they scout. They also do scouting too in training camp. The CFL scouts, they go down south and they scout the athletes too. Most of the athletes who are undrafted free agents who are trying out in the NFL, they scout those guys too. Obviously, they can't compete with the NFL, but the CFL scouts also go down south and they scout athletes too. Obviously, the players who don't make it in the NFL, they end up playing in the CFL. Some Sarah. Yeah. Because you guys probably thought, hypothetically speaking, yeah, if I even started a hockey league, you might start maybe a minor league. Nah, man, I always strive to be the best. I want my league to be better than the NHL. Hence why now, if you want your league to be better than the NHL, you now have to draft the best players in the world. But then now you're competing with the you're now competing with the NHL. Obviously. And most of the sports agents are going to tell the athletes to work for my league over the NHL. The NHL is now their second option. So most of the best players in the world will end up in my league. Because my league is better than the NHL, I can pay them more. The sport agent will tell them, sign with SHL over the NHL. Ivan League can pay you more money than what the NHL can pay you. There you go. Sorry. It's a better job, right? Better perks, better training programs. You know what I'm saying? Better facilities and higher paying work. When you have a cap on how much money they can pay the star players, no, the GMs can pay the players wherever they want. I'm just saying, you have to be careful how much you pay the players. But chances are some players in my league will even peak at $50 million, like Patrick Mahomes' money. Even $50 million, I can pay them that. But if you pay a star player in my league $50 million, now you have to be careful because you have $150 million. $150 million is still enough money, right? The next star player can still make maybe $20 million, and the other ones can still make their maybe $14 million. That's still good. That's more than what they make in the NHL. And the good players can still make their $5, $6, $7 million. That's good. That's how much star players make in the NHL. And the average players can still make maybe their 1.3, 1.5, 1.8. That's still pretty good. That's more than what they make in the NHL, right? Yeah. Obviously. As Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby, if they were born in this generation, don't hate me guys for saying, and they played in my league, they would probably bargain for their $40, $50 million. And the league would gladly pay those guys $50 million. They're worth the money because they're generational talents and they make the game better, obviously. They make the game experience better. It's not going to happen, those guys. It's too late for those guys. Those guys are old now. I don't hate them, saying. I'm just saying, hypothetically, if those guys played in my league, they'd probably make their 40, 50, $30 million in my league. And that excludes the other money, too. So let's say a star player makes $50 million, the exception, right? $50 million, and they get $20 million of the team profit revenue. That's already $7 million they're making, and they make another $6-7 million in endorsement deals. And you know what I'm saying? They made like their $77 million for one season. So they're making way more than what they're making in the NHL. And they're even making more than Patrick Mahomes and LeBron James. Sarah? Yeah. And Tom Brady. Tom Brady peaked at $30 million in his NFL career. But Tom Brady was a very like humble, generous athlete. As I heard when he played for the Patriots, Bill Belichick was so cheap. Like Tom Brady took like pay cuts, man. Tom Brady was only making like $7-8 million for the Patriots, $10 million for the Patriots. Like he took big pay cuts to make sure other players get paid. That's how you know he's a humble man, obviously, because Bill Belichick is cheap. And I heard one of the reasons why Tom Brady left because he wanted a raise, but Bill Belichick said no to Tom Brady. He didn't want to pay him like a $20 million. He didn't want to pay more money. And Tom Brady had enough. Yeah, I'm out of here, man. I'm done taking pay cuts for you. I'm winning you championships, and you're taking me for granted. You're taking my skill for granted. I'm going to the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers offered Tom Brady. Tom Brady was making his $30 million for the Buccaneers in the NFL, and he won a Super Bowl there with them, obviously, right? And Bill Belichick's everything went downhill for Bill Belichick after Tom Brady left. Remember that story? Yeah. Some Sarah. Because Bill Belichick was cheap. He was a GM too for the Patriots. He didn't want to pay Tom Brady like $20 million. Like Tom Brady's worth that, man, and you weren't willing to pay that guy that money. You know what I'm saying? And he ended up losing Tom Brady, and they parted ways, and Tom Brady ended up with the Buccaneers. Well, for the Buccaneers, Tom Brady made his money. He got his like $30. I heard he made like $30 million for that season in the NFL as a star QB quarterback, right? Yeah. Got some Sarah. Yeah. How old do you think you'll be when you start that league? I'll be in my 40s. I'll be like, I don't know, 46, 47. Why? If you're 47, you can't play in the league. No. Even though I'm 47, I look like I'm 33 and I feel like I'm 33. I feel young and everything. I'm 47, but I feel young, like the vampires. I'm 47 or whatever it is, 48, but I look like I'm 33 and I'm ageless and I feel young. I can play for like 30 years. It's a setup, obviously. I have the genes. I may be 47, but I feel like I'm 33 and I look young. I'm young forever. Ageless, so I can play for 30 years if I want to. You guys see what I'm saying? Or if you're NHL athletes, they don't have the genes that I have. When they're 47, they're done. They can't play anymore. Like Sidney Crosby and Carmen Day, by the time I start that pro league, hypothetically speaking, my second choice, obviously they're old and they're going to be retired, obviously. Yeah, man, they're going to feel like shit. Man, I'm not kidding around, man. If you really want to start that pro hockey league, man, the SHL, don't do that to us, man. We're going to feel like shit. You're going to crush us. We're going to feel like we missed out on that opportunity, man. Even though we're legends in the NHL. And the NHL is no longer number one. Your league is number one. Yeah, my league's number one. Hard paying work, crazier fame. Yeah. Yeah, but I'd love to play alongside Ivan, man, and you know what I'm saying, and like pass the puck to Ivan. Ivan passes the puck to me. I score, and the fans are going crazy. You know what I'm saying, and I'm famous with Ivan. That's fucking cool, man. It's not fair, Ivan, man. Like, you can't do it, man. You get what you deserve, man. You want to keep behind the scenes. When I'm king, you feel like shit, and you're left behind. That's how it works, right? I don't hate it, you know. Because Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid, because of generational talents, obviously, if they're born in my generation and they're first overall picks in my league, they would be first overall picks in my league, and they would kill the league, my league, obviously. Those guys would be getting paid their like $50, $40 million easy. And because those guys are generational talents, the GMs would probably gladly pay those guys $50 million, $40 million. Connor maybe 50, Sidney maybe is 45. Obviously, because Connor McDavid, I told you, has the higher potential than Sidney Crosby because of his speed, obviously, right? He has a higher potential than Sidney Crosby because of his speed. Yeah. I told you, there are fans out there who still think Sidney Crosby's better. That's why they're pretty much equals. It's like a back and forth, right? Even though a lot of fans say even Connor McDavid has a higher potential, he's better, there's still a lot of fans who still think Sidney Crosby's arguably better. So hence why a lot of fans say they're pretty much equals, and it's like a back and forth. Yeah, that's why I look at it. It's like a back and forth. I don't think I'm saying yeah. But Connor McDavid would most likely get more money than Sidney Crosby because he has that speed. His speed is he has the speed potential, man. He has that higher potential because of his speed. He's so fast. He's a faster skater than Sidney Crosby, right? My point is, both those athletes will be getting paid the big bucks in my league. You guys see what I'm saying, right? They get like their $45, $50 million contracts. Those guys are greedy. They will demand that if they play in my league. Yeah, I want. Connor McDavid would probably demand like $50 million if you hypothetically speaking, he play in my league. He was born in your generation. He won't be able to play in my league. He's too old. It's too late for him. Don't hate him, saying. But he would demand. He would easily probably get his $50 million contract, Connor McDavid, if he played in my league, because he's a generational talent and he would kill my league and he would make the game experience better. And Sidney Crosby would make the game experience better too. Also, Ovechkin too would probably get that around that similar contract. Austin Matthews, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. They'd all get those huge contracts and they play in my league. Wayne Gretzky, if he played in my league, would have got his like $50 million contract. Probably his $55 million contract, Wayne Gretzky, right? But Wayne Gretzky was born in a completely different generation. He's even older than the guys that Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby. Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby were born in my generation. They're millennials. Whereas Wayne Gretzky is a baby boomer, man. He was born in like the early 60s. Like, I think 61, 1960 he was born. He's old, Wayne Gretzky. He's old. He was born in a completely different generation. He's a Gen Xer or a baby boomer, Wayne Gretzky. But even Wayne Gretzky played shit, man. Yeah, I wish I was born in the Gen Z generation and I get to play with Ivan, man. All these Angel Legends are gonna wish they were born in the new generation and they get to play with Ivan, man. It's cool being a what? Just like it's cool being a movie star with Ivan and VJ for Sky Source, it's cool being a famous hockey player and scoring all those goals and the fans love you and you're world famous. You're making all that money and you're saved and you're part of that buzz with Ivan and scoring goals with Ivan if you're in my team. But even if you're not my team, it's cool to play against Ivan and like, you know what I'm saying, cross-check Ivan, take the puck away from Ivan, and you know what I'm saying, you have the crowds going crazy. It's cool to be part of that experience, man. Be a famous hockey player and being in an Ivan League and the whole world, you're world famous. That's fucking cool, man. That's every athlete's ultimate dream, obviously, right? I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Because NHL athletes peak at like $140 million for their deals. But even though $140 million sounds a lot, in the NHL they sign like $8, $9, $10 million million deals. So if you sign a $140 million, $10 million deal, it sounds big, but it's deceptive. It's only like $8, $9 million a year, 10, 11, 12 million a year. Like, don't get me wrong, that's a lot of money. I'd be happy with $12 million a year, but they're not making the kind of money the players are making in my league. My league, the players are signing $300 million deals. Yeah. So if Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid, hypothetically speaking, were born in this generation, they'd be signing probably $400 million, $350 million deals. Like a 10-year, 350, 400. Connor McDavid would probably sign like a 10-year, 400 something deal, man, for my league. He doesn't make that in the NHL. It's too late for him. Although it's too late for all you guys. I don't hate him. You're all too old. But hypothetically speaking, if they played in my league, they would sign 350, 400 million deals. Because Connor McDavid would guarantee get his $50 million deal in my league. The GMs would gladly pay him that because he's a generational talent. Sidney Crosby would probably get about the same thing. His 48, maybe $45 million deal. He'd probably get around the same thing as Connor McDavid because they're pretty much equals. They have equal talent and generational players. I'm saying. Yeah. Sarah? Sidney Crosby only peaked at $12 million in the NHL, which is a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. That's a massive contract, but it's not the money he would have made if he played in my league. That's my point. That's why I feel like shit, man. He missed out on an opportunity. He's not as famous as the athletes in my league, and these athletes are making way more than what we made in the NHL. And those athletes also get their freedom too. They don't have to do anything. My league is not dirty. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like the NHL, the gatekeepers own that. So the athletes in the NHL, if you want to be a famous hockey star and make all that money, it's not free. Fame and success and money in this world is not free. You got to do it. That's how it works in this world. You got to sell out. All those NHL athletes are sellouts. Sidney Crosby, don't hate me guys, and Connor McDavid, all those guys are all sellouts, man, in the gatekeepers NHL system. Because the gatekeepers own Hollywood too, right? They own Hollywood. They own everything. And that's why I'll be shocked when the family send me upstairs because they own everything, man. Yeah, even Hollywood, we own that. All the big pro sport leagues, we own all that. To the CFL, the NFL, the MLB, all that. We own it all, Ivan. Even FIFA we own too. YouTube, we own YouTube too, Ivan. The news organizations, we own that too, Ivan. Everything we own. Everything is under our power of control. Hence why I'm not going to have the family do that, man. The blades off the book is for me and BJ. It's not for you. You're not touching my money. It's for me and my wife. It's not for you. You're not touching it. And man, you make your tens of trillions every year. You're not touching my money. There you go. Yeah, and if you don't want to be in Hollywood, you want to play pro hockey in the NHL, we can put you in the NHL. You can be our star in the league and everything. We can put you to train and everything. You have to sell to me. Yeah, if I sell to you, you're gonna dupe me. And now that I'm in the NHL, I'm now the main event. The league's number one. I'm making the league their tens of billions. You're not going to give me a piece of that because you're a greedy psychopath. You're going to dupe me. And you might pay me maybe my $10, $12 million. Which is a lot of money, but I'm worth more than $12 million. I'm worth my billions for my contracts. I'm not worth like $12 million for a contract. I'm worth my billions. But the gatekeepers are never going to give you a piece of the billions. Even though they're making that money because you're keys, they're going to dupe you and take all your money and give you the peanuts. Because they don't want you to be that rich with BJ. They're greedy psychopath. That's why I came with the keys. But what they don't do, I can make my billions. Sarah? Yeah. Nice and Sarah? Yeah, man. Yeah, right. And I can't picture Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, and Alex Ovechkin, Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, Bobby Orr, and all those guys. Why will they care? Like, those guys are NHL legends. They made a lot of money in the NHL. The reason why they now care is because the NHL is not the best league anymore, man. My league, the SHL, is number one. It's not the best league anymore. So we're legends in this league, but because this league is no longer the best league, they feel like as if they missed out on that opportunity. And they're all going to wish I was born in the newer generation. Or they're going to wish that, but they're not. They're not. They're born in a different generation. And they're all old and retired now. And they got to be NHL legends. They made their millions. But like Ivan's league blows the NHL out of the water. Better facilities, better training programs. And the athletes are making way more money than what we made. And they're way more famous than us. We're the side of attention. They're famous. They're still famous, but the fans love the athletes in my league way more than the NHL players now. They're the side of attention in the gatekeepers NHL systems. I don't hate them. Yeah. Guys from Sarah? Yeah. Yeah, man, it's fucking cool to trend with Ivan. As the athletes will be trending with me, especially the players on my team. Wherever I go with them and everything, they're trending with me, man. It's crazy. Like fans is like I'm the main event. Like fans are gonna be coming up to me, asking me questions. What do you think of this player? You think you're gonna make the Stanley Cup and everything? It's crazy. And then all the star players are getting bombarded by fans too. They're trending with me and everything. It's crazy. So they're saved and they're part of that fame with me. And they're famous stars. And these NHL athletes are the side attention. They're like shit. And even though they're legends in that league is no longer the best. My league is the best. So even though they're legends, they're legends in the second best league. Whereas these athletes who are legends in my league are more respected than they are. They're still respected players, but they're more respected. The players in my league are more respected. Yeah. The legends in my league will be more respected than Mario Lemieux and even Wayne Gretzky. Yeah, man. Because those guys may be legends in the NHL, but the NHL is no longer number one. The NHL is number two. My league's number one. It's a more competitive league. Obviously, better training facilities, better broadcasting experience, better training programs for the athletes. It's a more competitive league than the NHL. A little bit more competitive than the NHL. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, right, man. You're fucking greedy, man. You're making all those billions. You're giving the athletes the peanuts. Yes, because I'm the main event and I pay for the thing. As the league revenue goes to me, the profits goes to me, obviously. But I'm so generous enough to make sure the athletes get paid. The stars get paid a lot of money, right? Yeah. Like even though I don't know 50 million, 40, 30 million, $20 million is pocket change to me. That's a lot of money to those guys. They don't make that in the NHL. That's a lot of money, man. You're living a great life with that money. An amazing life. I'm giving the star players a piece of the league revenue profits. Like they're not getting any more than 20 million, man. I'm not gonna have these guys do me. Ivan, he's a star player. I'm like, yeah, he may be a star player, but he's not me. I'm not gonna have these stars do me, man. They don't get any more than $20 million league revenue, man. That's enough. They don't make that in the NHL. I'm not gonna have Ivan. They're loved by the fans. I know, but I'm giving them a piece of the revenue, the star players, but they're not getting any more than that, man. I'm not gonna have these athletes do me, man. But only the star players get that, man. If you're not a star player, you don't get shit. You just get your salary and your endorsement money. You don't get a piece of the league revenue. Only the star players in the league get a piece of the league revenue. They can get anywhere from 5, 10 to 50. Pay them anywhere from $5 to $20 million of the revenue. So if the guy's a star player, but he's not like a Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby, hypothetically speaking, those guys can get maybe 7, 8 million in league revenue. But if the guy is like a generational talent, he can get his 15, 18, 20 million league revenue. That excludes their rich salary that they're making, the rich contract, the yearly salary, the season salary that they're making. They also get perks too. Better perks than even the NHL, right? Chartered flights. Yeah. The chances are the NHL chartered flights, the athletes probably fly on maybe $18 million jets. Like I'm probably gonna have the athletes fly on maybe $35 million jets. Not 100. You don't want to blow your money. You have to be careful about that. Maybe $35 million private chartered flights with the team logo and everything. I'll pay for, man. But because I'm paying for all that, I take the league. The profits of the league goes to me. It all goes to me. That's how it works, right? And then VJ played in a pro hockey league. All that league revenue goes to her too, because me and her are the boss. That's how it works, right? That's not me and VJ are so boss. We're fucking boss, man. Either I, yeah, we're boss. Yeah, we're king. We're boss, man. Yeah, we're boss. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's why they will be a lockdown. Yeah, the athletes are greedy. Yeah, it's not fair. The league is generating tens of millions in revenue, and the league's paying us the peanuts. You know, so okay, yeah, man. If the athletes go on strike and there's a lockdown, they want a raise, give them a raise, but don't go any higher than maybe 20 million for the cap raise, man. I don't want these guys duping me, man. Why? What about a three? We deserve like $100 million raise for the cap. You're fucking crazy. I'm not gonna give you a $100 million raise for the cap. You're duping me. If you don't like what I'm paying you, man, go play in the NHL and make less money, guys. If you're pissed off with the fact that I'm making way more than you and I'm making my tens of billions, that's tough. I'm still making sure you get paid good money. I was nice enough to put $200 million in the salary cap for every team. That's enough money to make sure all these star athletes and the good athletes and the athletes get paid good money, man. This is more than what you make in the NHL. You're living a great life with that money, man. You make $30 million a year as a star athlete. You're living a great life with your wife and your girlfriend and your family. That's a great life. And I'm also giving you points for the league revenue. Obviously, the revenue of the team you're playing in. Yeah. That's a good deal. So if an athlete, let's say a generational talent athlete makes $50 million, that excludes the endorsement deal, the side money, the endorsement deals. And also, if that athlete gets $20 million of the revenue, that athlete made $70 million for one season. Like, even though I'm greedy, I'm making sure these athletes are getting paid a lot of money because I'm a generous man. But if you get greedy and you want a bit more of you want a bigger chunk of the pie, I'm not giving you any bigger chunk. But it's nothing. It's not the point, man. The point is you're not worth anymore. I'm not going to have you guys do it, man. You guys are getting greedy. Watch out for the greedy players, Ivan. Sometimes they're greedy too. You know what? Remember how I talk about the Hollywood actors? You got to watch out for the greedy athletes too. The athletes are greedy too. As I know, Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin, and Connor McDavid, and Austin Matthews, because those guys are stars, you know what I'm saying? In the NHL, those guys are obviously greedy. Because I guarantee you, Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, and Ovechkin, those guys probably demanded maybe $20 million salary, and the GM said no. We can't afford to pay you that. You're going to affect the cap. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we're greedy pigs, man. Yeah, because they're star players and they're greedy. Their sport agents probably demanded maybe $20 million, and the league said no. The team said, the GM said no. If we pay you 20, Sidney, Connor, you're gonna affect the cap because we have other star players to pay too. Because you also have most NHL teams have maybe 3-4 star players, which take the majority of the cap. So you have to be careful how much you pay the players, right? Let's say you have 3 star players on your team, 4 star players on your team. You pay one guy $20 million. You now have $70 million left in the cap. So if you want to pay 2 other guys, let's say $12 million, obviously, you now have $40 million. But now you have maybe like 10 other good players who have to make their $3, $4, $5 million. You're gonna drain the cap. That's why you gotta be careful about that stuff. Even though a $90 million cap in the NHL is a lot of money, they're still limited, man. They're limited in how much they can pay the players. Like, NHL players peak at $60 million. Which is, don't get me wrong, man, that's a lot of money. Don't hate him, son. A $60 million contract, $30 million contract, $12 million contract is a lot of money, man. That's a rich fucking contract, but it's not like $30, $40, $50 million. $25 million. You guys see what I'm saying here? Like, that's much more than what those guys make in the NHL, excluding the other money they make, the revenue earnings, a piece of the profits of the team's earnings. Yeah, obviously, some sour. Yeah. Save my beer for later. I want to drink any more of my beer. Yeah. That's your second choice? Yeah. Being a pro hockey player is my second choice. After doing movies and music. I want to do both. I can't do both. The only way I can do both, is if I don't play in the league. I can own the league, but I don't play. I just own it, but I give the players an opportunity to play in the league, but I don't play in it. But if I don't play in the league, the league won't do the kind of money that it would do if I play in the league. If I don't play in the league, My league might do maybe 20. It might do maybe as much as the NFL, maybe 20 billion in revenue, maybe. Obviously, I'd still make my money back, but it won't do as much money. Obviously, but to create a better experience for the league, Ivan Amara has to play in the league, man. If you want the league to make its billions and create a better experience for the fans, Ivan Amara has to play in the league, obviously. But to do that, I have to do like 5 years of rigorous training to compete with the best players in the world. Which I can because I have the genes. I have the potential that these athletes don't have. These athletes don't have the genes that I have. Sarah. They don't have the genes that I have. I'm God. I have the God gene. Yeah, I can't picture you having higher potential than Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, and Mario Lemieux, and Bobby Orr, and Gretzky. No, guys. I have a higher potential than all those guys. I have the God gene. They don't have the God gene, those guys. They're not born... They're not the son of God. I'm God's beloved son. God gave me all the genes. I have I'm the imprint of God, man. I have the imprinted gene of God. I have the God gene. Yeah. That these guys don't have, right? Yeah. I have a higher potential than those guys, but it doesn't mean I'll be better than them. But my potential is obviously higher than those guys. But I'm not saying I'll be better than them. I'm just saying I have a higher potential than them. I don't want to be stupid and say I'm going to be better than all these guys. I'm being foolish saying that. I'm just saying my potential is greater than theirs. But that doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to translate better on the ice than those guys. I'll be better than them, but my potential is the sky's limit because I have the God gene. And they know, yeah, even though like you might not be as good as obviously you have the God gene, your potentials are greater than yeah, my potential is greater than all those guys. So I have the God gene. My potential in rapping is even greater than Eminem's and 50 Cent's. As you guys heard my rapping, that's me with very little training. All the raps you heard on YouTube over the years, that's me with very little training. I wrote that down in like 8 minutes, man. And yet it's amazing music, right? My last rap was a bit choppy in the second half, but you guys heard all my raps before that. It's amazing rap, obviously. A little raw sometimes, but it's amazing rap. I blow your mind away with my lyrics, obviously, because I'm gifted. I have the gifts. And you guys read my Zanis book. I wrote that with very little training. I told you my first book that I wrote was an Islamic story. That story was not that good. Obviously. And I learned what worked and what didn't. And all of a sudden I started writing Zanis, and Zanis is a fucking masterpiece. A little raw, obviously, but I wrote Zanis, guys, with little training, man. Like a lot of these great authors have years of writing. They've been writing for years since they were kids in high school, and I got it after second try. Got it, man. The key of writing. And you guys read my book, Sidney Crosby Comedy. You know what I'm talking about. You read my book, and your book's amazing, yeah. There's something unique about the reason why my writing style is unique is because I have the God gene. I have the heavenly gene, the heavenly gift that these guys don't have. Because even though Connor McDavid, Sidney Crosby, and all these guys, these legends are gifted, they don't have the heavenly gift. They have the earthly gift. I have the heavenly gift. That's why my potential is unlimited. Sarah? It's unlimited. My potential is unlimited, Sarah. Yeah. Why? You think you're more unique on the ice than Crosby and McDavid? Well, by unique, what do you mean? Like, by unique, I mean amazing to watch. Like, I'm more amazing to watch than those players. But those players are also unique too, but they're unique in their play style. Obviously. they're not like unique to watch. Period. They're normal, but their play style is very unique as they make all these other athletes look normal on the ice. You guys see what I'm saying? Because when you watch Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby on the ice, there's something unique about their play style. They make the other players look normal. The other players feel like normal players, whereas they feel unique. They feel unique. But by unique, I'm not talking about like just watching them. Period. I'm talking about their play style. Their play style is very unique. That's why they're generational talents. They're unique compared to the other players. Because the other players feel normal compared to them. Ovechkin too. Ovechkin is also has a unique play style on the ice too. Oh, my battery's low. I have to charge my phone, guys. Give me a sec here. Ovechkin's also unique on the ice. Ovechkin's also a generational talent too. He's a very unique player. Obviously, he beat Wayne Gretzky's fucking scoring record, man. Ovechkin's a beast too. Obviously, I don't think Ovechkin's Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby, but Ovechkin, you can argue, is almost just as good as Sidney Crosby, right? It's debatable, right? Just depends on how you look at it, right? Give me a second, guys. I have to charge my phone. It's at 10%. Yeah, that's better. Yeah. Ovechkin's also very unique on the ice too. As Ovechkin also does godlike stuff too. Not the stuff that Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid does, but Ovechkin also does godlike stuff too, man. He's an amazing player too. I saw his highlights. He's amazing, man. He makes it look easy too. But my point is, even though those athletes they're unique on the ice, they make everyone else feel. Well, I mean, they make everyone else feel normal. They make everyone else playing style feel normal. Like their stature and their characteristic and everything on the ice, it's normal, but their play style is unique, and it makes everyone else's play style feel a bit more normal. Whereas Ivan, it's not the play style. No, like Ivan Omer, like everything about him is unique. Like he's just unique to watch. Period. Like in general, Ivan Omer is just unique. Even Ivan skating and shooting a puck is already unique. It's not, forget about the play style. Like just seeing Ivan play, like skate around and everything is unique. It's unique, obviously. But those athletes don't have that. Don't have that uniqueness that I have. Well, yeah, you guys are saying, yeah. You guys shouldn't say, I see what you're saying, yeah. You guys get the difference here? Yeah. Some siren? Yeah. I do you think you have a hard potential to beat the best actors in Hollywood in acting? Yes, I do. I have the potential to be even better actors than even all the great actors in Hollywood because I have the god. Those guys don't have the godly like me. They don't have the godly like me. Hence why my potential is the sky's the limit for having a man BJ. We have the godly. These people around the world, they don't have the godly like us. We have the godly. They don't have the godly like us. Obviously, I'm sorry. Yeah. 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 But it's hard for me to believe, even though I have a higher potential than all those guys, it's hard for me to believe I can do the stuff that Connor McDavid, Ovechkin, Austin Matthews, and Sidney Crosby on the ice, and Mario Lemieux. I don't know if I can do this of those guys. And those guys did godlike stuff on the ice, man. Yeah, yeah, he did godlike stuff. Yeah, obviously. But think about it this way: if those guys who do not have the God gene can do godlike stuff, what makes you think God can't do godlike stuff if the guy's God? Guys, get the picture there. I got to go. I know. You guys didn't catch that? Yeah. If those amazing athletes who do not have the God gene, who are not God, can do godlike stuff, how can God, who's already God, can't do godlike stuff if he's already God? You guys don't get the joke? I get it, Ivan. Yeah. You guys don't get you guys don't get it there. I get that, Ivan. Yeah. Because Ivan's God, whatever he does, he's already doing godlike stuff because he's God. My point is, if those guys who are amazing players, obviously, who do not have a God gene, can do godlike stuff, what makes you think someone who's God who has a God gene can't do godlike stuff too? But it's tough for me. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's tough for me to believe I can do the stuff that Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby do, and Alex Ovechkin and all those guys do, and Mario Lemieux. It's tough for me to believe I can do that stuff. Those guys did unspeakable things in the prime of their careers. Go watch their highlights, man. Those guys did godlike stuff. I don't know how the fuck they let those guys do that stuff, man. It's fucking crazy. I mean, but the difference between me and those guys, obviously, those guys have like they've been training since they were kids, man. Like they lived and breathed. That's why they're so good. Because ever since they were young kids, they've been playing hockey. You see what I'm saying? Like they live and breathe hockey. Whereas Ivan only did like 5 years of training. So I'm at a disadvantage. And I'm a little bit older too. I'm in my 30. I'm like 47 years old, 45 years old, but I feel like a 30-year-old person. I feel young. Even though I'm 47, I look 30. I feel 30. I'm ageless. But I'm at a disadvantage. I don't have the years of training that those guys had. But to compete at a competitive level, I mean, you have to do like your rigorous like 5 years of training. That way you can be a hockey star, a famous hockey star in your pro league. Guys from Sarah. There's nothing worse than me putting on a show when I'm a terrible player in my league, which is my fear. I don't want to start this league and I train. I'm a terrible player. I don't put up points. I don't put up goals. Like, if you want to like be a star player, you gotta train, man. And yeah, but like, what if I'm terrible? Ivan, man, if you train for fun, you have to hire the best hockey trainers in the world. You gotta like dedicate maybe 5 years of training, like 5 years of training. Because if let's say I do start that league, it will take maybe a good 5 years to build all those arenas around America and Canada, and get the league going. Obviously, obviously. And the moment I start the league, you now have to you have to hire all your board members, your presidents, your vice presidents, your GMs, and you have to hire scouts. And now those scouts have to start scouting in like Canada and the States and Europe immediately, because you're starting the league. And now you have to draft all the players immediately. Immediately, you have to draft the players. But I'll be competing with the NHL. But most of the sport agents are going to go with my league over the NHL because I can pay the players more money. What they make me at NHL's number 2, my league's number 1. The NHL's the Supreme Hockey League's number 1. Sarah? I even want out 32 teams because 32 teams will just cost me more money. It costs me more money for the league. It just depends how much money I make on my book. If I make 25 billion off my book, and I want to start that league, I wouldn't. I don't want to spend any more than $50 billion of my money, right? The individual will still be good. I have 10 billion in my bank. I'm good. But if I make, let's say, 40 billion off the book, which I might hit my 40, 50 billion, it's just been off the book. I can have a 32 team league if I want, but 25 teams is enough. You don't have to have a 32 team league, right? 25 teams is enough. It's just going to cost you more, like $18 billion. I don't feel like spending that. 25 team league is enough. It's enough teams. You have, like, I don't know, like 3 divisions, 4 divisions. That's enough in your league, right? You have 2 divisions in Canada and 2 divisions in the States. So you have 4 divisions. That's enough, obviously. 25 teams is enough for a league. Obviously. Not 50, not 15 is too small. No, you gotta give the athletes, the hockey athletes, more opportunities for jobs. Have a 25 team league, which is good enough. Not as much teams in the NHL, but it's a better league in the NHL. Better quality league. NHL is number 2. My league is number 1. Sorry. I'm gonna go swim at 8 o'clock, guys. Yeah. I like going at night. Yeah, I like going at nighttime now. I like going at like 8 o'clock now swimming. But I ate my 2 burgers today. That's all I ate today. But for supper tonight, I'll eat like a plate of like pasta, and that's it. I'll go to bed. Put out VJ's crying. Today's my 28th day straight, guys, swimming. Crazy, huh? This Sunday will mark 30 days I've been swimming. That's crazy. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, chances are all the ex presidents in the NHL who were fired, chances are they're going to apply for the job in the NHL. All the ex coaches, the ex GMs, and all that stuff who got fired in the past, some of them will end up getting a job in my league. Obviously, I can pay them more than what they make in the NHL. The best coaches in the NHL peak at maybe $5-6 million in the NHL. Like the guy who was head coach with the Toronto Maple Leafs. His name is Bob something. He got fired like a couple of years ago. He was an ex like NHL coach. I heard he was an amazing coach. They paid him, I think, they offered him like $5 million as head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. But Toronto Maple Leafs didn't do that good as he got fired. The Bob guy, whatever his name is, yeah, I can pay the coaches a bit more than what they make in the NHL. Like the mediocre coaches get maybe a few million, maybe $2, $3 million, $4 million, and the greater ones can peak at maybe $10, $11 million salary. That's more than what they make in the NHL. NHL coaches peak at like $5-6 million. Obviously, they peak at like $5-6 million NHL coaches. The good ones. Was the average ones get like $1 million, $2 million in the NHL around there. That's how much they make. And I heard in pro sport leagues, coaches get winning bonuses. So if you win a game in pro sports, coaches get bonuses. If you lose a game, you don't make any money. If you win a game, you get your bonuses. I'll do that for my league too. All the games that you win, you get winning bonuses. And the games that you lose, you don't get any money. And the athletes in the NHL also have performance deals too. Like if you hit a certain milestone, you get like a bonus. So every time an athlete scores a goal, makes an assist, breaks a milestone, they get money for that too. And in the NHL, they have that too. Yeah, we have that. Yeah, they have that in the NHL too. All pro sport leagues have that. You have like your base contract, and if you hit a certain milestone in your season, you get your money. You get extra side money for that. So if an athlete scores a goal, an athlete gets an assist, an athlete hits a 30-goal milestone, they get performance bonuses for that for the season, which is also paid through the cap. That's why you got to be careful about how you handle your salary cap, right? Yeah. Do the athletes get housing and all this stuff? No, the athletes don't get housing. They don't need housing. They get paid their millions. They don't need housing. They don't need housing. The reason why the CFL, the athletes get housing, because the CFL players are not millionaires. So if a star player makes $200,000, you know what I'm saying? Because those guys are not millionaires, the CFL will pay for their housing for the whole season. They get housing perks, obviously. Whereas these other A-list athletes in the Big Four leagues, because they're millionaires, they don't get the housing perks because they're multimillionaires. They can easily pay their bills. Whereas CFL athletes are not millionaires. That's why they get the housing perks. But for my league, the athletes don't get that because I'm paying them enough money. They can easily afford to pay their bills. But they get the perks, obviously. You get the perks. They get the perks, obviously, Sarah. You get the perks. Yeah. Sidney Crosby and Connor David and all those guys, like Ivan, man, like I'm not kidding around, man. You know what I'm saying, man? Like if you really want to be a pro hockey athlete and you want to start that SHL league, man, don't do that to us, man. You're gonna make us feel like shit. You're gonna crush us, man. Like we're gonna be heartbroken and we're gonna feel like shit. Some of those guys might feel like such shit they might cry. Because Ivan's king now, he's a famous pro athlete. And they're all side tangent. Don't hate me, guys, I'm saying that. Why? Even though they're NHL legends, they're old now and they missed out on an opportunity to be NHL, to be legends in Ivan's league. I'd rather be a legend in Ivan's league than be a legend in this fucking league. Because this league is not Ivan's league. Ivan's league is better than the NHL. It's a better job, better paying work, better training programs, better perks, better facilities. You know what I'm saying? Higher paying work, and I would have been world famous, man. NHL athletes are not world famous. They're famous athletes, but they're not world famous, man. All the athletes in my league, however that is speaking, will be world famous athletes. The most famous athletes in the world. More famous than even the FIFA athletes, guys. And the FIFA athletes are the most famous athletes in the world. No one's more famous than the FIFA athletes. FIFA athletes are known all over Europe, South America. They're not as known in North America, but in the rest of the world, they're known, man. Everyone knows all the famous soccer players in the world. Because soccer is not that popular in North America, but in the rest of the world, it's known worldwide, man. All over Europe, you know what I'm saying? South America, Africa, they all know the soccer players. Whereas the famous athletes in the Big Four leagues are only really known in North America. So they're famous, but they have local fame. They're only like famous in Canada and the States, but they're not famous worldwide, right? The athletes in my league are not famous worldwide, all over Europe. You know what I'm saying? North America, it's crazy, man. Yeah, man. Because they're playing in the league with Ivan O'Mara, right? Who's white, right? Don't hear me saying, yeah. But that's my second choice. I will have a talk with VJ. I'm like, VJ, man, even though my number one dream is to do music and movies with you, my second choice is to start that pro hockey. You want to be a pro hockey athlete? I'm like, yeah, I do, VJ. That's my second choice. Ivan, like, we could do that, but I mean, I want to do music and movies with Ivan. I'd rather do that than be a pro hockey. I know, Ivan, it's a lot of work, man. You got to train. And what if you're not a great player, Ivan? I know, VJ, you got a good point there. It's risky, Ivan. It is risky. Because what if Ivan Lemaire is not a good player? What if I train for 5 years, I played in the league, these guys are too good for me, and I'm not a great player? It's a risky investment, obviously. But I will be good. There's no way I will not be good if I train for 5 years. I have the genes, man. I will be good. Whatever I put my mind to, I'll be amazing at it, man. And you guys know I have the keys, right? Yeah, Ivan, you have the genes. Even if you train, for me, I think how it would work is if I train for 5 years and I played in the league, maybe the first 2 seasons, I'm okay. I put out maybe 15. I might have maybe a 40, 50, 60 point season. I score maybe 14, 15, 16 goals. And eventually I keep training and I end up becoming a star player and I'm putting up 30, 40, 50 points, 50 goals. That's the way I see it. Or maybe not. Or I might be terrible. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, I'm saying, yeah. Yeah. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah, if you want to start your pro hockey league, yes I do. So you want to have 25 teams, yeah, 25 teams. You want to build 25 arenas, yeah. You want to have a 200 hour salary cap, yeah. You want to be better than the NHL, okay. You have to scout the best players in Canada, Europe, and the States, and draft the best players, obviously. And then you also have the unsigned, undrafted free agents too, obviously. You guys understand? Huh? Yeah. You have to hire all the presidents, vice presidents, GMs. Chances are there'll be people who have experience in the industry, obviously, equipment managers, all that stuff. And you also have to hire the broadcasters and the play by play, the color commentary guys. Because you have play by play guys who do the play by play, and you have what you call color commentary guys. The guys who break down the plays, who have hockey smarts. You know how you have, they do that for NBA and the CFL and the NFL, they do that. Yeah, for the NHL, you have to have those guys too. The chances are I'll be grabbing a lot of the ex guys who work in the NHL. They'll leave the NHL to work for me because I can pay those guys more money than what they make in those leagues, right? Because chances are, play-by-play guys in the NHL, those guys probably get paid their 100,000, 120,000, 150,000, 200,000 to do play-by-play stuff for a season, right? And the guys who have like years of experience might peak at maybe $300,000. And the sport anchors get probably around that range too. They get around that range, like they're $200,000, $150,000. That's probably how much they make, right? You know how you have TSN and Sports Center, you guys are talking about? Yeah, that's probably how much they make around there, right? Yeah, obviously. When you give legend players opportunities to be a sport anchor league, yeah, they have an opportunity after they retire if they want to do sports, sport analysis, sport anchors. They can do that. Some of the players, but it's up to the league. I have no control over that. If they want to have those guys be sport anchors, it's up to them. Or if they want to transition into the front office, like coaching and being a GM, they have that opportunity. But it's up to the league if they want to have those guys have that opportunity. Right? I have no control over that. You have to give the league the final power, Ivan. That way there's no bias. I don't want to be biased towards the league because I own it. You have to give them their power and say. I take league revenue, I'm the boss in that sense, but you have to give the board members and the commissioner of the league to do whatever they want to do. They have the power. The GMs have the power to pay the pay the players how much they want to pay. Obviously, I'm just saying you have to watch out how much you pay to star players, right? Like you don't want to be stupid and pay a star player $50 million, and that player is affecting the cap. But even if you pay a player $50 million, $150 is still a lot of money for the like 18 players. Like they can still get paid. The next guy can still bargain for maybe his 23 million, right? And the other players can bargain for maybe their 15 million. They're still getting paid good money. That's more than what they make in the NHL. That's more than what the star players make in the NHL. You guys know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Because you got to watch out for the star players. But I have no say over. I have no say over the GMs. Or the GMs can pay the players however much they want to pay them. But I know a lot of these star players in my league they're going to be greedy, man. Some of them might even want 60 million. But I guarantee you the GMs are not going to go any higher than maybe 15. 60 million is too much of an ask. I don't think they'll ever pay a player $60 million. I think the highest a GM will go maybe is $50 million. But the only way they'll pay a player $50 million if the guy is like a generational talent like Connor McDavid and Nick Crosby. That's the only way. Or that athlete is very valuable to the team. Then they can pay that guy can maybe get his $50 million. That hockey athlete. That's what I'm saying. As if Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby grew up in a new generation and they played in my league, they'd easily make their $50, $45 million because they have generational, they have rare talent. Obviously. It's not going to happen. Don't hate me, guys. You're too old. It's too late for you guys. I don't hate what I'm saying. But they would easily make their, like McDavid would easily bargain for his $50 million if he played in my league. And Sidney Crosby probably around maybe 47. Obviously. The reason why I think they'd pay McDavid more, because McDavid has the advantage with his speed. Hence why a lot of the people might think he's more valuable to them, because McDavid has the advantage with his speed. Even though I think they're pretty much equals, McDavid has the advantage over Crosby because he has his speed. Even though Crosby's a fast skater, McDavid has the advantage over Crosby because he's faster than McDavid. They might see McDavid as a bit of a more valuable. Even though they're equals, obviously, they might see McDavid as pretty much a more valuable player because of his speed. But because they're pretty much equals, Crosby would make pretty much they're equals. Crosby would make the same thing pretty much, right? Maybe a bit less, maybe $47 million. You guys see what I'm saying? Yeah, and Ovechkin would probably make around that amount too. It's 15 million too, because he's a generational talent. I mean, Ovechkin is a generational talent too. He's an amazing player. He's also unique too, like Crosby. Because Ovechkin and Crosby are kind of equals too, right? Even though I think Crosby's a little bit better than Ovechkin. Ovechkin and Crosby are pretty much equals too when you see their highlights. They have amazing highlights too. Even though I think Crosby's better, Ovechkin and Crosby are pretty much equals. There's some people who think Ovechkin is also better than Crosby too. It just depends how you look at it. That's why you have the back and forth thing going on with Ovechkin and Crosby, Connor McDavid and Sidney Crosby. It's all like back and forth, right? Yeah, guys, I'm saying he'd get a big contract too, right? In my league too. It's not going to happen, guys. I'm speaking hypothetically, but even if I did start that league, it's too late for those guys. I mean, those guys are all old. They're all going to retire. Don't hate them saying, and what? It's not going to happen, guys. I'm saying it's too late for you guys. Here they go. Too late for those guys. Like, fuck, man. Even though we're NHL legends in the NHL, like, I only made like my $12-14 million as an NHL star, and like this hockey player, this upcoming young hockey player is a star, and he signed like his like $350 million deal, man. $300 million deal for Ivan's league. Like, we never made that money in the NHL. Yeah, they feel like shit, and they're fucking world famous, and man, like Ivan's co-athlete star. Ivan's a star in the NHL. He's making all that money and he's killing the league, hypothetically speaking, right? He's doing good. Let's say I do destroy the league. I hope that's my hope, obviously. And all these other star players on Ivan's team are destroying the league. They're making all that money. And man, they're fucking famous with Ivan, training with Ivan, man. We're left behind and with the side tension. And fuck, man, Ivan, you can't do those, man. They play shit. Sidney Crosby, Harmony, Alex Ovechkin, yeah, they all play shit, man. It's crazy. Yeah, man. you'll have drafts too. Yeah, I'll have SHL drafts too. First round, second round. You have to have drafts. You want to have the best players play in your league. You have to draft the best players, obviously. Hence why the scouts have to scout the junior leagues, the best players in the junior leagues, like they do in the NHL. For Canada, in Canada they scout the juniors. In the States they scout NCAA. That's how it works in the States. NCAA players in the States, and in Europe I don't know what the fuck it's called over there. But you have to also scout the best players in Europe. A lot of the Russian players, the European players, you have to scout those guys too. As Europe has a lot of great hockey players too, you have to scout those regions too, and that's how they draft the best players in the world. That way you can compete with the NHL. But to have a better hockey league, you have to put them through better training programs, off ice and on the ice. That way they're better players. You have a more competitive league, and to have a better performance from the players, I'm gonna create SHL upgraded skates, better skates than that the players using the NHL. That way they have a better power skating performance, better sticks, SHL sticks for the players. That way you get better stick handling, better shooting. You know what I'm saying? Better hockey equipment, better helmets, SHL helmets, better shoulder pads, all that stuff, right? The padding, all that stuff, right? That's why it's a big cost, man. Like, you have to pay for all that, man. You also have the hockey equipment. You have to pay for all that. You have to design the logo you have to come up with a name for each of your teams, the logos. It's crazy, man. It's a lot of work, man. Obviously. And you also have to have board members who run the league and who run each team. Yeah. Or the presidents run each team, but you have a committee of board members that oversees the league. You have to have they have to have board members, a committee of board members who oversee the league. That's how it works, obviously. Even though I own the league, you have to have board members, Ivan, who keep the league in check. They handle all the money coming in and everything. They have to handle all the costs. They have to handle all that, right? I'm not handling that. They have to handle that. Even though I'm the boss, they handle all that. But the league revenue goes to me, guys, man. I'm the boss. I pay for this thing. The league revenue goes to me. That's how it works, right? It goes to me, BJ. How are they speaking, right? Yeah. Some saying, we'll take a shot after this, right? Shot after this, guys. Yeah. Yeah, but why was Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid and Al Ovechkin and all these guys feel like shit? Like, why would they care? Like, they got to be NHL legends and they made all that money because, like, the NHL is no longer the best league anymore, man. My league, the SHL, is better than the NHL. So they're NHL legends in the second best league in the world now. So they feel like they failed. They missed out on the opportunity. Like, we're maybe legends, but like the NHL is no longer number one. And now we're old and we can't play anymore and we're retired. We missed out on an opportunity. They feel like shit and they're crushed and they're heartbroken, man. Yeah, but they're gonna feel like total shit, man. Like, Ivan, like, I'm not kidding around, man. If you really want to start that pro hockey league, man, with VJ, man, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do that, though, man. We're gonna feel like shit, man. They're gonna crush us. Like, it's not just those guys. All the NHL players are gonna feel like shit. All the legends, man. Yeah, Leon Draisaitl, you know what I'm saying? PK Subban, all these guys are gonna feel like shit because they felt like they missed out on the opportunity. Like, yeah, we're legends and we played in the NHL, but like, the NHL is no longer number one. It's number two. The SHL is number one. The Supreme Hockey League is number one. The NHL is number two. Yeah, man, they feel like shit, obviously, right? The SHL is number two. The NHL is number one. The SHL is number one. The NHL is number two. Yeah, man. But guaranteed, all these broadcasters would have that talk. Yeah, if Wayne Gretzky grew up in this generation, you know what I'm saying? And Mary Lemieux and Sidney Crosby and Connor McDavid and Austin Matthews, all these guys when they retire, obviously, if they played in this league, will they be NHL legends? They will have that debate, obviously, and most of them will say yes. If they, even though this league is more competitive than the NHL, if these athletes were born in this new generation, they played in this league, they'd be legends. I agree. If these athletes played in were born in new generation, and they played in Ivan's hockey league, they'd be legends too. Would they be as good? Maybe some of them might not be as good, but they would still dominate the league and be stars, and they would be legends. That's my point, right? Because my league will be a more competitive league than the NHL, so it would be it's more. Everyone's playing on a higher competitive level. That's why it's more entertaining hockey. But they would still be legends and dominate the league. That's my point, right? But they don't get to be legends in my league because they had their time in the NHL and they're now old. Don't hate them saying they retired and now the time for them is over, obviously. But some of them might be so desperate they might apply for maybe coaching jobs, maybe sport anchor jobs in my league, but they're still gonna feel like shit. Okay, even though I'm not playing in Ivan's league, it'd be nice to maybe have a coaching opportunity in his league. But chances are they might not get that job because they don't have coaching experience. The league would rather hire coaches who have that experience. These players don't really have coaching experience. Just because you're a great player doesn't mean you're going to be a great coach, right? As you have the Gretzky example. Wayne Gretzky was an amazing player, a hockey Hall of Fame legend, but he wasn't that great of a coach, honestly. He coached, I think, the Phoenix Coyotes in 2005. I remember that. I remember watching some of his games. My era was like, Ivan, man, like, I remember I heard the news, they're like, Ivan, man, Wayne Gretzky's the head coach of the Phoenix Coyotes, some of that. I'm like, no way, yeah, man. And everyone was hyping about Gretzky. Could he take his team to the Stanley Cup and everything? Gretzky flopped as a coach, man. His team was terrible. He had a terrible team. And they fired him after that one season. After that one season, they canned him. Okay, Gretzky, even though you're an amazing player, you're not that great of a coach, you're done, man. After one season, Gretzky was done. They fired him. I believe, yeah, he got fired after one season, Wayne Gretzky. Yeah. But the NHL respects Wayne Gretzky so much, they actually gave him a head coaching job to coach a team, but he flopped as a coach, man. His team did terrible. His team was not that good in the NHL, right? You guys remember that? Yeah, I remember that. I mean, yeah. 2005, I believe, the 2005 season. It was a season when Sidney Crosby, I think, was drafted in the NHL. That was a year Wayne Gretzky was a head coach. The year Sidney Crosby was drafted in the NHL as a rookie, right? That was a year Gretzky coached, I believe, yeah. Or it was a year after. It might have been 2006. Obviously. And his team flopped. Gretzky flopped as a coach. He flopped, obviously. Yeah. He wasn't that great of a coach. So just because you're a great athlete and you're a legend doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a great coach, right? You have to take that into consideration, obviously. Hence why a lot of professional athletes, some of them when they get offered like the front office job, like GM or president or coaching, a lot of them end up choosing the sport anchor. They choose to be a sport anchor because being a sport anchor is not risky. You don't have to worry about losing your job. Whereas if you become a GM or a coach, you could lose your job, man. Like as professional sports, our front office positions, man, they're not stable, man. You could most people have a lifespan of maybe 2-3 years, and chances are the coaches end up getting fired or they get replaced. And it's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Always on you guys. Now this is gonna take a shower. I'll enjoy the show with you guys, and after that, by the time I'm done this video, it'll be about 7 o'clock. I'm gonna head to the pool play. I'll go over maybe 7:30 to the pool place today. Go swimming. Yeah. Why just man? Will the NHL athletes feel like shit? Yeah, they will, man. They're gonna feel like total shit. Yeah, because they missed out on the opportunity. Yeah, and they're left behind. You don't forget that, right? All the athletes in my league are saved. They're left behind, and they're the most famous athletes in the world. The fans are gonna love the athletes, man. They're gonna love the stars. Like the star players are the ones who are getting all the fame and glory. Even the good players, the fans are gonna love, and the average players, even the fans will love them too. But it's the star players that the fans are gonna love. They're the ones who are gonna make the game experience better. They build buzz for the gaming experience. I build the main buzz, but the star players help build more of the buzz, and they make the game better. And they also help they make the team better and help you win games. Hence why they get paid the bigger bucks. And the good players get paid the big bucks too, but not the kind of money the star players get. And the average players get the leftovers. That's how it works. Yeah. Star players get their 50, their 40, their 30, their 20, 25, 20 million. And the good players can get their 15, 10, 12 million. These are the good players, but not the star players. That's how much star players make in the NHL. And the average players can now get their like 5. The average players in my league can make their 3 million, man. Or even their 3, 4 million in my league. Yeah. That's how much like good players make in the NHL. Yeah. Star players in the NHL make like their 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How it works is like the star players get like 6 million, 7 million in the NHL. 8 million. That's how much they make in the NHL, right? And the star players who are like on another level, like McDavid and Harmon, and McDavid and Crosby, those guys get a bit more money, but it's not the money the athletes are making for my league. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why they're gonna play shit. But no, I've been like, I'm not kidding around, man. If you really want to start that pro league with VJ, man, don't fucking do this us, man. You're gonna crush us, or we're gonna be heartbroken. You're gonna make us feel like shit, man. Like it's not fair. Even Wayne Gretzky is begging, even though it'd be cool to see you as a pro hockey player, man. If you do this, you're gonna crush us. You're gonna crush us like emotionally. You're gonna make us feel like shit because we're gonna feel like we missed out on this opportunity. Like we're legends in the second best league in the world now. We're not legends in the best league in the world. Yeah, they're legends in the second best league in the world. So it makes it feel as if they missed out on the opportunity and they feel like failures because they're legends in the second best hockey team league in the world. Ivans League is the best hockey league in the world. And they're gonna have that feeling, how would I have done in Ivans League? Well, they would be legends in my league too. But because they never got the chance to play in my league, they'll never know, right? Even though they would be legends in my league, they're always gonna have that thought, okay, if I played in Ivans League and Ivans more competitive league, would I be a legend in this league too? Like they have those self-doubting thoughts, obviously. Even though they would be legends, obviously, they're human, they have those self-doubting thoughts. If I played in Ivans League, would I be a legend in that league too? How would I do in that league? It's more competitive than the NHL. Like, fuck, man, I missed out on an opportunity. Yeah, they're like shit. That's what I'm saying. But they would be legends in my league. It's like, duh, it's common sense, right? As the NHL will not be that much of a difference with my league, obviously. They were legends in my league too. Those guys play like that. It's common sense, right? But because they never got a chance to play in my league, they have that thought. Like, if I play in this league, would I be a legend? Would I be as good? They have those thoughts. Because the NHL, because they're the best of the best, they want to challenge themselves. They want to play with the best of the best. How will I do against the best of the best? But right now, the NHL is the best of the best. But hypothetically speaking, if I started that league is now the best of the best. NHL is second place. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's like me, read your boss. But I told you guys, this is not going to happen My dream is starting Sky Team VJ. I'm just making these videos to entertain you guys. What if, hypothetically speaking, guys, I'm saying. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I talk for an hour 4 minutes. That's good enough. Hope you guys enjoy the show about my hypothetical pro sports hockey league. Hope you guys enjoy the show. As I remember saying, peace, guys. I'm gonna take a shower and enjoy you guys afterwards. Peace out, guys. Don't hate him, son.